Right, so this is VIX. So VIX, we can even remove everything. We can even remove all these. Currently, right now, my bias right now, like my bias right now. Currently, right now, isn't right now, at this particular moment now, my current bias is bearish. So I was happy when I heard Nigel saying I'm in a sell. Well, somehow, I'm also looking at a possible sell there, but let's just erase everything and see what the market will be telling us. So now, all right. So I'm on the daily time frame now. Daily time frame. So just looking at the daily time frame, you can actually see that overall we have started to form a bearish market structure. Lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So now here now, we do have a certain breach here whereby price came back to this low now and failed to break that low. So does this mean this price is still going to go back up here? Or maybe it can just fake some people out, then break the low like that. Whatever is going to happen, we are simply going to respond according to our price. So basically, the area there, I actually can mark it as my key level here. This area where price responded to, I can mark it as my key level there. So that's my key level there, my key level there. Right. So this is my key level there, which is actually a recent low. So now, lower high here, lower high here, lower low here, and lower low here. So according to market structure, if ever we're still going to continue bearish, it has to come back and break this low and make a what? A lower low somewhere here. So now, the break of this key level automatically, it's actually going to give us actually other selling opportunities for VIX. That's why you actually need to have that key level on your chart so that what is broken, you know that is actually a break of, it's a break of a major low. So it's actually also like a break of a major zone. So now, just looking at that on the daily, number one, market movement is bearish, but we're currently at a key level. So basically, someone will even come and call this level a level of support. You're also correct, you're not wrong. You're very correct. If you come and say that, you're also correct. So currently, we're saying price is at a level of support. And on a support, we don't sell on a support. On a support, we only sell after that support has been broken. So here, the support hasn't been broken. So we don't sell on a support according to the daily now. I'm speaking according to the daily time frame. I'm not talking about the smaller time frame entries. Obviously, the smaller time frame entries, if you got a quick sell, it's okay. But originally, you're also looking at this major level. Once this major level is broken, you can actually be confident enough to add more sales. So now, according to this, we don't sell on a support. So basically, we only sell after that support has been broken. So now, just to show you that we are overall in a bearish, I think I have mentioned this so many times, whereby if we have a trend line like that, like this upward side is your buying side, the side below is your selling side. And if you remember this breakout, we talked about this breakout, then this movement as well to the top, we also talked about it. Then this movement again from the top there, we also spoke about it. So you realize that 1, 2, 3, those three major moves, we talked about them before they even happened. We discussed about this. But the funny thing now, people, they still miss the opportunity. That's the most funniest thing now after everything has been done. So now we want another key level here at the bottom, just maybe to help us after we break out of this support here. So here, let me just look for, right, this area respected there, respected there. I can take this area as a possible key level like that. So my key levels are fine like this, meaning when we break here, definitely I'm looking to take profit somewhere on that next key level there. So here overall on the daily, you can even take notes whereby you can even write that we are bearish, market structure is bearish, we're forming lower highs and lower lows. Number 2, market structure is below my major trend line. Number 3, the market is below my 50 exponential moving average, meaning we are bearish. Number 4, you can write a lot of things about this thing. So writing those things will actually help you even when you're entering your trades. You know which trades to hold longer and which trades are you going to be scalping. So when you're scalping is basically to me, scalping is basically someone who is trying to catch a mini part of the major move. Someone who is trying to catch a mini part of the major move. So as scalper, you realize that they're going to always be coming out, entering, coming out, entering, which is one of the most stressful ways to trade. You can't be trading in such a way whereby you're coming out, you're entering, you're coming out, you're entering, because at the end of the day, you're not a robot. And such kind of trading, you realize that you're those kinds of people who are going to be stopped out, the market goes your way, stopped out, the market goes your way, stopped out, the market. So at the end of the day, scalpers, you realize that they trade mostly on 1 minute, 5 minutes, and those time frames are very dangerous time frames to trade because they are very noisy. They are noisy in the sense that they don't determine the market movement, they don't determine where price is going, but they actually conform to what the higher time frames are saying. So you realize that on a 1 minute, you can get more than 50 breakouts in a day, of which, if you check on the higher time frame, there might not even be a breakout on that particular day. So you realize that the noise that is there on the smaller time frames is actually something that it has an impact, it has an influence on one's trading. So here now, I have this trend line here. I have this major channel here, major downward channel. Then I also have these trend lines here. So these trend lines are basically now guiding me now for my entries and my exits. So now if you check, we spoke about almost all the major moves that are happening in VIX. We spoke about them before they even happened. We spoke about this sell that initially happened. Then after this area, we also spoke about this sell. Then this retest, we also spoke about this mini buy here after the break of this range. If you go to a smaller time frame, you will see this range clearly. We spoke about this, but after breaking the range, price bought a bit to that trend line. And then from the trend line, those were all sells up to this key level here, where the market bounced again and started to buy. So now what can happen is the market right now, it can come here, come back to the key level. The sales that you are in, mind you, just make sure that once price comes to the key level, once we break this key level, you are safe to hold longer. But if it comes to the key level there and fails to break there, it can most probably come and form a double bottom, break that channel, this small channel here, so that it goes back to test this major channel that we're having. So once it goes back there, it's simply a third touch on that trend line. First touch at the top there, first touch at the top, second touch there, then here, that would be your third touch. Then the third touch, you always know that third touches, we're always going to what? To enter, we strike the sales there, then we hold all the way to the key level, then all the way to the trend line there. So that would be the expectation once we get the third touch. That is also something that one can look at on the VIX. So right now, the sales that you are in, mind you, according to a smaller time frame perspective, you are correct, you're not wrong, you are correct. You actually have a certain mini break on a smaller time frame. So that mini break is what might have triggered maybe you to enter that sell. So basically that sell, looking at a higher time frame perspective, once this market comes back to the key level, is simply forming a double bottom. Once we have a double bottom and fails to break this key level, it can actually go up, come back to test the neckline. This will be the neckline. This will be the neckline. Then the test of the neckline, the break of this trend line, and the test of the neckline, it's actually an opportunity for someone to buy all the way to that trend line. So that trend line would be your target now. From there, we simply sell. Hold all the way to the bottom. So if you see how clear my chart is, even if I remove this EMA, already I know that it's on top. Here being on top is simply representing also this trend line, because this break here of this trend line will also be the break of this EMA. So this EMA, the break of this trend line will also maybe possibly be the break of this moving average. And once the moving average is broken and retested, to simply be the same thing with this trend line being broken and retested. So if you check how clear my chart is, very, very clear. Everything is clear. I'm not confused. I know what I'm expecting. I know what I'm looking at, and I'm ready. I'm ready for. So for example, right now, currently, I just took a mini sell, because obviously we took these cells here. From here to here, we took these cells. But now we came out there. Most probably I didn't get a chance to get these buys. Maybe if it comes back here and gives me a double bottom, maybe I can get a buy. But the best buy will always be after the break of this small channel here. Because remember, overall, we are still in a bearish market. So now that is what I'm looking at for my VIX. That is what I'm looking at for my VIX. My 4-hour time frame is very, very clear. My 4-hour analysis is very, very clear like that. I'm not confused. I actually know what I'm waiting for. So this is the same thing that we want you guys to do at the end of the day, whereby you reach a level whereby you're not confused. You actually know why is VIX moving like this now. You actually have solid reasons why that would be happening. You're not confused like other people out there who just are confused when they see the price moving in a certain way. They're actually also confused like the majority. No, you mustn't be like that. The purpose of these sessions is always to make sure that you are always aware of the reason why. The reason why is VIX doing like this? Why is this happening? So you're simply getting to know the whys now. The whys. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? So right now, as I said, on the using the higher time frame. So what we are seeing, it's still the same thing. Still the same thing. So now here on the 1 hour, you see that the moving average is below. Moving average is just there to guide you at the end of the day. It's just there to guide you. It's not something that you base with for your entries. So I can simply remove it so that I simply can look at the market structure clearly. Right. So if I look closely now with this downward channel, having this downward channel now, one can even try to plot maybe some few trend lines that can guide you maybe for some small mini entries, not really serious entries, but the mini entries like the cells that my Jew is in. Maybe she might have gotten them based on this simple structure here, this simple structure that was broken. So this mini structure being broken, price can come there, test the key level, then go all the way up. So having that mini structure, you can as well go down to the 30-minute. You can as well go down to the 30-minute and look at what price will be saying according to the 30-minute. So if you zoom in on the 30 minutes, you realize that we actually have a break of this small structure here. This structure here, broken, retested. So right now, this candle we're coming from a retest. Then if you look closely, this area here, this is a recent higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So this area here is a higher high. I can even mark this area like this, because once price closes below this area, it can actually also give some, it's actually further confirmation that we might most probably be going to sell maybe all the way to that key level. So once we close below that area, those sell entries will still be what? Be safe. So that's also another area that one can even place on their chart. That's also another area that one can place on their chart. So this is actually what the sell entry now is simply here. One can even risk $6 there to make how much? 32 on the key level there. So that is now a decision that one can decide to either take that one or simply wait for the break of this channel maybe to buy. So now, mind you, you are still safe. You are still safe in the sales that you are in. You are still safe according to what we are seeing. Right? I hope it's clear. Right. So if you check now, overall now, this is the structure now. Overall, this is the structure that you're looking at. This is the structure that we are looking at. This is the structure that we are looking at. If you go to the 4-hour, you now see the whole picture now. The whole picture of everything that we're expecting. You now see it more clearly there on the 4-hour. So on the 4-hour, the same thing that we spoke about is what is still there, whereby with this major downward channel, major downward channel here, this one. With this major downward channel, then we also have this downward channel, which is smaller than this one. So this one now we are saying once price can come back here to test the key level, maybe give us a double bottom, then maybe continue, maybe come to break and maybe go to test that top trend line before continuing going. That is actually a possibility. So this channel here, once broken, price can actually shoot all the way to the upside. If it doesn't come all the way to the trend line, you can just look for other areas where it can come to based on the issues of support and resistance. For example, that area here, this area is a key area here. If you check this zone here, respected, broke out. So this breakout, you realize that it never got any retest. This breakout never got any retest. So it can actually, so price here can come down, then boom, then boom, something like this. It's a possibility, that one. It's a possibility because price doesn't move in a straight line. It always moves in sort of like that way. So that is actually a possible setup, unless now if this channel continues with its downtrending nature. Unless this channel continues now, when it continues, it can go all the way. It can go all the way, because once we break this key level, that's where you know now that this channel can actually proceed all the way. Can proceed, come down, break there, retest there, go down, go up, go down. So that is actually also another possible scenario whereby this downward channel can actually proceed like that, downtrending up until maybe it reaches this trend line at the bottom. Maybe that's when it can shoot and go and touch this top trend line. So that is also another possibility that we just also need to look out for, just in case it happens. We just respond accordingly. So that is it for VIX. There's nothing much. We are still continuing with the same analysis that we have been following, with the same analysis that we are still looking at. Nothing has changed. We are still following and really following behind what the market is telling us, and we respond accordingly. So these are the two possible scenarios where a price can come, break all the way, go up, or continue there, then maybe go up there after that. Those are the two possible scenarios for what? For the VIX. So that is it, guys. That is it. So the best entries for the buys are always either at the key level or after the break of this downward channel. That will be the best entries for the buys, or maybe at the bottom trend line here if it does come here. So either here or the break of this channel, or here at the key level. If it gives you a rejection, maybe you can get some buys then all the way. So those are the possible best entries for the buys. Then as for the sells, once we break the key level, it's a good selling opportunity. Or we come back to this top trend line and get a rejection, it's also a good selling opportunity as well. So for VIX, that is what we are currently looking at. Any questions? Any questions on the VIX? Any questions on the VIX? So you see now, right now, currently we are still continuing maybe with the sell. It can maybe continue, I don't know, but we are simply following what price is telling us. It can even continue selling. So you just pick out, once price is at those major levels that we marked, you simply enter after the break or after confirmations, you simply enter. Then you see how price will respond. So right now, so long we're below this area here, the sales will be safe. But once you see price breaking and going above there, we now have a problem now, because price can actually go up. It's also a possibility. So that is the current view now on the VIX, the current view. So the major areas, we marked them, we saw them. Either you wait for the break of the downward channel, or you wait for price to go to a key level, then get a rejection, then you enter. So there are so many ways to enter. So this is the current structure that we are seeing on the VIX75. So even after deleting everything, we still managed to construct a visible, clear market structure that can be understood by anyone. So that is it. This is it for the VIX. So we now wait now. Simply wait. Either you can wait for, if you're not already in, you can wait either for price to come there. If you get a rejection, you can buy. Then after the break of this channel, you can buy as well. Then at the top there, we're expecting sales. At the top of the channel, we expect sales there. So volatility 75, guys, that is it. That is it. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any mbuzo?
No.
Yeah. So the sales that you are in, you're actually correct. You're also correct even based on the major trend that we are in, the overall trend, and also this current trend. You're correct entering the sales. You're correct. You're okay, because you're still following the overall major trend. You're correct. So even if it goes all the way selling and breaks this key level, you're still correct, because once you break there, you can add more sales. Then we see how far price can go down. But if it comes there, fails to break that key level, you simply need to come out and wait for what the market will be wanting to do. So basically, that is the structure for the VIX. That is the structure for Mr. VIX. So if you have any questions, you can ask before we wrap things up. So right now, the sales that you're in, you're actually correct. You are 100% correct. The sales that you took, you are actually correct. You are actually correct. So this is the structure. This is the structure. Any questions? No questions. Any questions, Mr. T?
Yeah, no, I don't have any questions.
Okay. So we hope you're not going to miss any opportunities. We hope you are not going to miss any opportunities. So I think the VIX and the Crash 300, they are all clear. Crash 300, I think we actually explained and showed you the areas where you must enter. You don't just enter anyway. So if you check now, price actually came and gave an opportunity to enter there. This was actually a selling opportunity. That was actually an opportunity to sell Crash 300 because it broke and came back to this key level that we marked here. If you check this zone, I marked there and I said price breaking out with this candle. This candle, this was buying to come and simply retest that area of which it came. So right now it's bouncing and crashing from there. So that was actually, it's actually a selling opportunity. So here it can crash, come to the zero. If it decides to go back up, it will also be another opportunity as well. If it decides to come back up here, it's also fine. But basically, we expect once we break the 0%, we expect the key level here to be the next target. But if you saw the analysis, like the monthly analysis that I sent in the group, you realize that Crash 300 has a long way to go to the downside. We are having a major long-term sell for Crash 300, a long-term sell. When I mean long-term sell, I mean long-term sell. Like it can last for the whole of this month and even proceed to next month, depending on how it will be operating. But basically, we're expecting a long-term sell for Crash 300. So if ever you get an entry, you don't need to quickly come out if you don't have any facts. Simply wait and ask others if you are not sure. Then you simply work like that. So that is it, guys. That is it for the VIX and the Crash 300. So this one, this area here, it's also a key area. Once price closes below, chances of it continuing going down to the 0% are also there. So basically, it's actually an opportunity as well. So if it closes below, it's actually a chance to most probably sell, and your stop loss just above there or even above there, but there it's more safer. Then you see how far it goes. So if it breaks the 0%, it will be okay. But here, once it breaks above that channel, now we now have a problem because it can come now, maybe and fully touch the key level. It can maybe come and fully touch. It's also possible fully touch the key level there. So it's simply an issue of observation now. We simply observe where price is going to close and how it's going to close. Then we respond. So if it comes back to the key level, gives you a rejection there, you can enter. If it comes and breaks this area, closes below, you can also enter again. So Crash 300 and VIX. I hope it's clear and you don't need to look at so many other things. These two are more than enough for you to make whatever you want to make. They are more than enough. So VIX is actually moving accordingly. So I hope it's all understood.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So we just need to get the feedback from you guys. How much did you make from each? How much did you, where did you enter? You understand? So right now, all we want now is to see progress now. All we want is progress. Now we're talking progress. No more going back now. No more going back. We are simply talking progress. So guys, I'm just happy the VIX is moving accordingly. I had an entry there just after this break, and I think I can even put that one on break even and go to sleep because for today I don't think I still need to see anything there. But whoever still has a chance, you can still look at the charts and put in the work, because at the end of the day you need to perfect your own skill. At the end of the day. So I hope everyone is